Very nice. Give me that bad boy.
I feel nervous doing that right over your computer.
Yeah.
Don't spill it.
See? You gotta be careful. Go around. There we go.
Thank you for doing that. Quicker than those two. It's a sick ass bottle opener.
Frothy.
It's always frothy.
I didn't get enough froth.
Some more than others.
That's always the case with these. Christian and I's are always the frothiest. Zach's got nothing, and then
Ethan varies.
Ethan's a very Goldilocks in between.
I always get it just right.
That's a pretty good.
Sitting there with 4 inches of head.
I don't want to talk about it.
No difference than usual.
Ooh, okay, what do we got here?
Yes, welcome back to Designated Beer Drinkers. Tonight, we drink Dragon's Milk Tales of Gold, a bourbon barrel-aged golden ale with milk sugar. I was dumb and didn't prep the beer blurb, but I think I've got one on the bottle here. Myths of treasure guarded by a dragon have fanned the flames of adventure for generations. Only the bravest and boldest would seek these riches, for they knew the reward would outweigh the risk. Our brewers have heard these tales of gold and have sought to bring forth a bounty of flavor once trapped inside the walls of the Dragon's Milk cellar. The result is a golden-hued ale bursting with notes of caramel, honey, and oak from its time in bourbon barrels. A light touch of sweetness is imparted through the addition of milk sugar, rounding out a truly legendary experience.
This looks very fantasy tavern-esque, the bottle.
Friggin' awesome.
It looks dope.
And we should note, 11%.
11%.
Oh, yeah.
This is a mini bottle of wine, basically.
Yeah.
We got some double dose beers here.
Double dosey-do.
It says, here be dragons. So, okay, how's it sniff?
How's it what?
How's it sniff?
It doesn't have a nose, bro.
Ooh, that smells like a very light.
Smells beer.
Doesn't smell like an 11% beer, though.
I smell the bitter and I smell the sweet.
I smell the sweet.
I'm interested about this milk
like honey.
sugar.
So, do you know what milk sugar is? I was thinking about that.
I don't.
Well, the sugar in milk's lactose, which makes me worried for our partner, Zachary.
I already took some medicine.
Oh!
Wow, came prepared.
Came prepared.
A little preparation age.
Well, you just have that pizza. Chink.
Woo!
Ooh, tasty.
Oh, weird.
Oh my gosh.
Holy crap.
Ethan likey. This is pretty good.
It's like you poured milk in some beer.
Yeah,
There's so much flavor to that.
that is intricate.
That's like levels of flavor. Holy crap. Any other stuff?
Oh, yeah, I could get used to this.
First
Okay.
it's just the honey, and then the caramel.
I was like, it smells like honey.
It's very, very alcohol forward, that first sip.
Really?
I think it is. I immediately taste like alcohol.
I can tell it's there, but it doesn't seem like... Wait, let me take it off.
The honey hit me first. then
Honey
the
hits you first with the
Then the
foam.
alcohol hit me.
Really?
Yeah, like that, like licorice, or not licorice, but liquor flavor.
Yeah. Like, yeah, pure alcohol.
I see what you mean, though. I kind of agree. It's like other flavors, and then the alcohol a split second later. But then the other flavors are still like more dominant than the alcohol.
Christian's face really says it all.
I'm getting a different. I'm tasting different stuff each time I sip this.
Kind of,
Yeah.
right?
That's
Kind of,
so
wait,
cool.
let it dry. It like makes your lips kind of sticky too, and like, ooh, it's like lipstick. Oh my gosh.
Here's what I'm thinking. It's like very sweet right off the bat, and then it's like almost creamy,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, it's
And
creamy
then-
down your mouth,
and
like
then
down
it
your
kind
throat.
of and then it dries out.
But it's a pleasant
and-
dry out. It's like a sweeter, brighter dry out, not like a harsher,
like a cotton mouth
harsher
dry
red
out.
wine. Yeah.
But like, during the creamy phase, it's got like, obviously it's cream, and then there's like other stuff mixed in there with like the thickness of the cream.
Gotta keep drinking this.
I swear I taste something different every time I sip it.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a good one.
This is the most interesting beer I've ever tried.
And that time it wasn't very creamy.
Oh my
That
gosh.
time it was more bitter.
This gets way better the more you drink it too. Holy crap. Oh, it's still in the mouth. Chewy.
I've let it
Chewy.
It is chewy.
It is. It is such a smooth chew.
I've let it sit for a minute now, and now I'm getting that like warm like liquor feeling in my throat.
Yeah.
It's strong. If I drink 2 of these, I'm gonna
Weird.
get fucked up.
Well, good news. We have 2 for each of us.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, dude. Wow,
We're
what
doing a
a
long haul.
good beer.
Yeah, that's
I'm
so
still
cool.
I'm still dissecting it here.
And Christian
I
might
don't
be
wanna
a
make
A
any-
on this one, but
I don't want to make any too early of a judgment call here.
we should only get like wildly expensive beers. This is way better than like lighter shit.
I will warn you, if you drink 2 of these, that's like drinking 1 of these full of Malibu.
No way.
Yeah,
How much is Malibu?
22
20%.
22. We'll be fine.
ish.
Does that Is that how math works? Look,
Yeah.
Yeah, volume.
What? You got the same percent and twice the volume.
Down the hatch, brother.
is that? I'm not sold on that. On that's how it works.
That is.
Dude, take a sip of that and tell me that's not like straight alcohol. This tastes almost like Malibu, but less strong.
Tell us how you feel after you finish that first one.
Yes. You're gonna be
I'll
loving
let
it.
you know. Yeah, this is an interesting one for sure. It keeps tasting different. I can't put my finger on it yet.
You seem perplexed by this beer, Christian.
I am. The guy at the store said he didn't like it.
Was he like
Really?
a gnome?
Yeah.
Was he a gnome with like a scroll going, oh yes, this dragon's meal. Oh, it's
Yeah.
very, like my liking.
We bartered with him.
Yeah. Yeah. Trade
We
like
threw
some
in a
sheep.
few, schmeckles here and there.
Nice.
Won him
5
over with our charisma.
schmeckles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Good beer, guys.
Dude,
They only
Just
have 2 options, at least that we saw at the store.
Yeah, there was also the red ale option.
Yeah, they have the red ale, which I don't know about you guys, but I'm not like as big of a fan of red ales.
What is a red ale compared to regular ale?
Imagine like a
Fat Tire?
Fat Tire.
Oh, I like that tire.
Fat Tire is pretty solid, but like there's some other ones where it gets like more into that spectrum, I guess, where it just like really I don't know quite exactly what the flavor is.
Smithwick's red ale is really good.
Is it?
Smithwick's. I like that name.
Red ale seems like I don't know. It's not like bitter, or is it? I can't remember.
I mean, it's not like super bitter for a beer. It's not as bitter as an IPA.
Is it like a darker,
Yeah.
like
I'll just-
foliar?
I'll look up.
It's
flavor.
definitely got to be like a little darker than this.
Well, red ale. I just think of like a little more
Right.
golden tinge or like a darker ale. And I like
Yeah.
ales decently.
I'd say it's like medium on the spectrum.
Okay. Okay.
It's not a light beer, but not a dark one.
Red ales have rich, robust flavors provided with that provide a sweeter butterscotch or caramelized taste.
Butterscotch. I like that.
I feel
I
like
think
this would.
I think butterscotch. That's a good one for red ales. Butterscotch is okay.
I love me some butterscotch.
I know you do. You offered it to me a couple times.
I think Ethan would.
Ethan
He used
too.
to get the
Yeah.
bags
Oh,
of
yeah.
butterscotches.
Maybe that was Ethan. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the little buttons. Yeah,
Yeah.
I still got some.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, those would probably go really good with this. Actually,
You should bust those.
Probably would.
let me. I'm gonna be right back.
Oh my gosh, candy and pizza. Woo!
Yeah, we got a. That's a good butterscotch dessert. I want to say like butterscotch brownies. I feel like that'd go really well with this.
Ooh. I don't know, have I had a butterscotch brownie?
Yeah, the Scotcheroos.
No,
Those are
different.
those are different.
Nah, that's the same thing. Butterscotch.
I think I'm okay for now.
We can hold for now.
I just
come back to them later.
I'll tell you what. I love butterscotch.
Gotta let things. Yeah.
I'll take one, but I'm not gonna eat it right now.
I need a break from this. I'm gonna get too fucked up too quick. I can already feel
It's
it.
kind of filling.
It is filling for sure. I'm not having a glass.
It's definitely like, you know, when you drink like a glass of milk and you're at the end of like your supper, you're like, oh yeah.
That's my favorite feeling of all time.
You just
Finishing
down a
dinner off,
super big glass of cold milk.
cold. Gotta get ice cold
And then
though.
you're just like, and then you fall asleep.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Or, you know, you don't have to fall asleep, but
but ideally,
yeah.
that's the move.
Sometimes I'll drink milk before workouts because I like
Really? I
Yeah.
thought that'd make me sick.
it.
Depends how much I bet.
How
Like
much
you want to
milk?
drink like a gallon, you know.
Like a good glass. I always think it's pretty good. I like it a lot. I feel really hydrated when I drink milk.
I haven't drank milk in a while. Well, outside of chocolate milk.
Is that the only milk you buy?
Well, I'll just get like the little like bottles, you know, just like with the twist cap, not like a jug or anything.
Oh, that's like a constant in my house.
Yeah, I haven't had like a glass of like milk in a
Come
while.
over sometime. I'll
now.
pour you a glass of whole milk. It's
Not whole milk, no thank you.
I feel like. I'm sorry to cut in,
I'm a
but
skim.
with the flavor of this, I feel like the bitterness changes depending on like if it's aerated more.
yes.
You know, if you like sip it with your mouth closed versus if you like get some air in there at the
that-
same time.
massive foam top to it really brought
Yeah.
it out. That's why I was like immediately like, oh, alcohol. That's why I taste it.
Oh, that's fair.
If you let it hit your lips when you take your next drink, and then you really get the caramel and like
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It makes your lips nice and. A lot of personality to this beer. Good for it.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of different angles.
And it does a lot of things right, I'm thinking.
Oh,
I'm pretty happy with this so far.
I'm very happy.
So
try it.
I'm not quite halfway done here.
It's basically equivalent to like an 8-pack
What?
with the alcohol, you know.
An 8-pack.
Yeah,
I don't think that's how that works.
because it's 11%. It's like 2 beers in one.
10.
Yeah.
So there's 4 of them,
15,
and you buy
Oh.
a pack, and it's basically equivalent to like getting 8.
Okay, I follow now.
Yeah.
Oh, not just one beer.
No. Like the entire thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying one beer. And I was like,
No. I don't think that's how that would work.
we should not drink that.
It was just a dumb joke about 11%. So feel free to laugh.
My boss at Super Saver, he bought everyone like cases of beer just out of nowhere. I was like,
nice.
Jackson, what kind of beer you like to drink? And I was like, High Life,
Summer
Miller High Life.
Shandy.
I immediately said Miller High Life, and I thought of you guys. And like, what beer they always have? Miller High Life. He was like, all right, stop by the spirits department when you leave, and Don will get you some beer. And he gave me a whole 30-pack of Miller High Life.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it was.
That's like a 30 packs of Miller High Life are a bang for your buck. It's like
Yeah.
$15 or something.
Yeah.
I think it's like 23, but still.
It's like 3.
That's
I think
how
last
much I
time
saw.
it was like 18. I got it at Super Saver.
Last time I saw it was $17.49.
God
Yeah.
damn, inflation's a bitch.
I guess so. We still
I
have
still free for me though.
a bunch of Miller High Lifes over there.
I thought about bringing that case over here, but because I don't really drink in my house, and I saw that big case up there, and I was like, maybe I'll. But yeah, that's super dope. Just buying everyone beer.
Yeah, that's cool.
We're gonna
Did
do
you
like a
guys,
third mini fridge.
did you guys do like a?
Yeah, it was our mega meat sale, so it's like
Oh yeah,
biggest sale of the year kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Vinny got everyone. Like Kurt got a whole thing of Natural Light, and then Ron, the old dude, got a handle of Tito's, which was hilarious because this is old guy and he's walking out with this giant handle. It's like, Ron, you gonna drink that all? And he's like,
We'll see.
what is the guy's name who got the natty?
Kirk.
Was he from Florida?
The first thing I said is like, oh, you like your cheap date? You like cheap beer, don't you? And he was like, oh yeah, I like that a lot. They're all kind of quiet, like stray cats, like that. Kind of skittish and funny, but ooh, yeah. He came back the next day. He was like, "You drink your beer yet?" And I was like, "Last night." He was like, "I finished my case," and I was like, damn. He's like, well, I was with my brother. And I was like, you drank 15 beers? He was like, yeah.
Oh my
He showed up to work the next day.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Can put him down.
Yeah.
Can't keep a good man down, I guess.
Yeah, I like that he played it off. Like, I would trade with my brother. He's like, you still had 15 beers.
Yeah.
What?
Nah, he's cool. He just likes to drink a lot.
Yeah, that's like
outside of work.
2.5 6-packs. Could you imagine drinking that many beers?
I don't think I could drink that much water.
It's like 1 1/4 12 packs.
That's like
That's so much
half
piss.
of a 30-pack.
It's like 1 15 pack.
They're hilarious.
I don't even know if I've like.
What's the most amount of you drinking without throwing up?
The most amount I drank without throwing up?
Like, how many drinks would you equate it to? Because I feel like you throw up, that's like, you can't say like, oh, I had 30 drinks
Yeah.
last night. If you threw up, it's not like actually having 30 drinks.
I think the most I drank without throwing up was
What night at venue?
let's just say like 10 shooters.
10?
10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That night I drove you home? Yeah.
I don't know. Probably. If you drove me home, then
Damn, that's a lot. Like, just in one, like,
yeah.
evening?
Yeah. I think the most shots that I drank, but then threw up was like 11 or like 12.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was like vodka. Or no, that was what was that stuff that Grandpa Peterson would drink? The alcohol, the liquor.
Jameson?
No, it was something Danish. It was like some sort of
Yeah.
schnapps.
I have no idea. All I remember is like squirt, like soda.
Yeah, and
Oh.
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about, right, Zach?
I do know what you're talking about.
And
Like a clear
we
schnapps?
I learned the name of it, and I was like, oh, I should try it. You know, like that's what my grandpa drank.
Yeah.
And it's from, it's got some history with like family lineage. Excuse me. And so I went and got some at the still where we got this.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it's disgusting.
Oh, damn.
Old men drink the grossest alcohol.
So gross.
They do. It's
And I mean, I don't know why I drank that much. Probably because I was sad or something, but I kept drinking it and then
Yeah.
I threw up a bunch.
gross.
Damn.
My grandpa's brothers, so Eddie, Merlin, and Gail, like the most rooted to this bunch of guys, like
Yeah.
all veterans, all like kind of like built like sailors. And I remember when I was a kid, Eddie it was Merlin. He would sit there and he would have a bottle of like Jameson he brought, like in his flask or something, and he would like sip Jameson the entire day. Oh, that sounds so gross.
Jameson is disgusting.
I remember asking my dad, I was like, what's he drinking? My dad was like, he's drinking pain. I was like, what? He was like, Jameson is gross, Jackson. Do never drink that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Have you ever drank it?
Jameson?
Yeah.
I think I had like a shot of Jameson orange at venue one time. I was like, oh, this tastes like Jello and numb.
Yeah. I just got so for my birthday,
Oh, happy birthday.
thanks. Thanks.
Oh.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm 27. All right.
Don't kill yourself, because the year apparently likes to happen.
Oh, hey, now.
Whoa.
I'm not planning on it.
It's on a good path.
Yeah. Stay
He's
on.
got the real estate stuff right now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Can I buy some land?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
But,
Can you hook me up with some land?
I'll hook you up with some land. How many acres you want?
Oh, how about like cubic centimeters?
$2.
Just one.
One cubic centimeter.
Anyway,
So we went to this murder mystery thing with Timber's family.
a murder mystery.
Yeah, and it's very fun. And the people who own the place are incredibly nice.
Okay.
And one of the owners came up to me and was like, "Hey, happy birthday!" And he gave me a little bag. He's like, "You can try this from my country." And I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks." And it's like, I think it's Serbian or Bosnian. And gave me
Whoa.
this bottle here.
Whoa. I'm looking at what looks like a potion.
It does look like a potion.
It's got like a whole wax top onto it, which looks wild. What's that called? Medimo?
Yeah.
What is it?
Medio?
but like all the text
Like
is
all
in like a
the-
different language.
Yeah.
Have you tried it yet?
Yeah, I did. I also translated with Google Translate the little tag on it.
Okay.
I guess I can read it out here for everybody. Each bottle of this brandy, so it's brandy, is unique because it is hand packaged and covered with Satkana wax. Bendick Light is special mild brandy made in the traditional way from toast, honey, and propolis. It is ideal for lovers of light taste. Consume chilled. So I had just like a little taste, like not even a shot, you know,
Little propolis
just
of it.
enough to like wet your mouth.
Yeah.
And it tastes like honey, and brandy.
Sounds like mead almost.
That's
A
cool.
little bit. Mead's really thick, right? I don't think I've ever had mead.
I've never had mead.
No, mead's like a honey.
It's pretty
honey
thick,
wine.
right?
Honey. I don't think it's thick. No,
Oh, really?
I've never had it either. We talked about it in school once, but
I thought that was my preconception about it. But, anyways, it tasted like honey and liquor. So,
did you drink more of it?
I just did that little taste maybe like a week ago, but I haven't like drank it, you know.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Just kind of,
It sounds tasty.
yeah,
It's
maybe
tasty.
bust it out for special occasions or something.
Sure.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know how we got to that, but that was
You're talking about
the
the murder mystery and
yeah. But before
because your
that,
birthday came up.
yeah,
We opened these beers. We were drinking.
Yeah.
maybe it was in reference to this beer somehow. Anyways, that was the point that I was leading to.
I thought it was happy birthday. Happy birthday, Christian.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
The 27 Club. Woo!
Happy birthday.
So what have you guys got going on lately?
I also did a murder mystery party.
Yeah,
Where are you guys going to the murder mystery parties at?
So this one, my friend Levi was hosting it.
I met him,
Um,
right?
Yeah, he was at beer school last time. So he was hosting it, and he had invited like 15 people basically to join in, and he invited me to come help write the stories. You know,
Oh, cool.
all the motivations for the characters wanting to murder him, and just do all that fun like creative process stuff to get it set up. So, and then I served as like the narrator for it too. So everyone gathered around at various points of the night, and I was like, "Hear ye, hear ye!"
Yeah, you got a good narration voice.
Thank you. So, yeah, that was cool. There was a few more people that showed up to like record the whole thing and also like cater sandwiches and bartend and stuff.
Dope.
So it was a good night. Made some friends and
Meeting
Got some special treats.
Senoritas. I feel like it'd be a chick place to go to. A murder mystery.
yeah, I mean, nothing in particular there, but there was definitely some cool people in general.
Yeah.
So I did make some cool friends.
that's cool.
Yeah, maybe I'll talk about it more in the after party.
Africans.
The after. What do we call it? After is it just after
hours?
hours? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I still need to get you the video for the one that just released today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's the best way to transfer from computer to computer.
You just like a flash drive.
Or Google Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried emailing it to you, but it wouldn't upload to my email.
Or I can just send you the audio and you could post it from your computer.
Yeah,
I could help you figure out how to like compress it without losing much quality.
yeah.
So it'll be a
Well,
lot
I did it
smaller.
like I zipped it.
Yeah, there's definitely more you can do. So
Double zip.
I put the zip in a zip.
Yeah.
When in doubt, zip twice.
Zip it out.
I just finished American Psycho, the book.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a book?
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I thought it was just a movie.
Well, it was such a good movie, they wrote a book about it.
Okay. I don't need to hear any more lies tonight.
Have you seen the movie, though? I
Yeah.
assume? Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, it's really good.
The book is very similar to the, well, I guess should say the movie's very similar to the book. Like, almost the script is kind of like in the book. But yeah, it's, have you seen that, Christian? You know the story?
I've seen like bits and pieces of it. I don't think I've sat down and watched it all the way through.
Sure. It kind of makes me laugh when I reread it. I read it and then I rewatched the movie.
Yeah.
But all I could think of was like Andrew Tate and like all them like super rich guys you see on the internet just being like assholes, and that's basically what the book is. It's like a comedy around how silly that lifestyle is.
And he's also psychotic.
Right. That's like the idea. It's like you live that lifestyle so long, you slowly become like insane.
Interesting.
Yeah, just made me chuckle. It's like
Yeah, only like
happening right
actually,
now.
you know, watch and pay attention because people talk about it all the time.
American
No.
Psycho.
Yeah. Or, you know, not all the time, but like it comes up frequently, I feel like, or
Sure.
it's just one of the like, how do I want to say, like frequently referenced or like,
I kind of get what you mean, like with that whole genre of like,
it's just like one of the like, you know, people talk about Star Wars and Harry Potter. People talk about The Godfather. People talk about American Psycho.
Mhm.
You know, it's just one of the movies that people talk about.
oh yeah,
So,
It's got some cultural influence to it.
yeah.
I like that era of movies. You ever seen American Beauty? It's kind of the same thing
Yeah, that's the one.
with Kevin Spacey. He tries to
Yeah.
solicit a young teenage
It
girl.
was like the neighborhood girl.
Oh, and then it came true. No.
Yeah, you got the fantasy, which is on like the rose petals or whatever.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It's a great movie. It's one of my favorites.
I haven't seen that in forever.
I watched that with my parents the first time I watched it.
How was that?
Christian and Zach, you guys should watch that with your mom and dad. First time you watch it. It's really
I'm getting the sense that we shouldn't do
it's
that.
not, it's not embarrassing at
I
all.
love that movie.
Your mom would love it. Yes, she loves.
Is it rated
Oh,
R?
man, don't watch it with your parents.
I think you got it.
He tried to lead us astray.
I think my dad picked it out too. I can't remember how I ended up watching it, but I remember being very uncomfortable at certain spots with my mom sitting like next to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
good movie though. No book on that one. Yes, good sir.
I was gonna say something about D&D.
Oh, there's a lot of Dungeons and Dragons in that game.
Yeah, there are lots of
Lots of dragons.
there's lots of Dungeons and Dragons.
Were you thinking of it because of the dragon on the bottle cap?
Yeah, I was playing with the bottle cap. It looks so similar to the D&D like logo.
Yeah.
It does, definitely does.
I mean, look at it.
I see it.
If you just give it an off glance, you're like, oh yeah, D&D.
I get that.
Unless you're not a nerd. You'll be like, "Hmm."
Because they have the dragon as the D.
Yeah, and it's in the shape of an ant.
Oh, yeah.
dragons?
Yeah, it's
The and, not the D.
it's in the shape of an ant.
Like an and sign.
An ant, yeah.
I'm not
An
I don't know
ampersand.
what it's- Well, yeah.
Yeah, ampersand.
Ampersand.
That's what it's called.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I'd always try drawing those to be cool, and I'd always fuck up and just scribble.
How do you,
Like,
when you guys are writing, do you do the ampersand or do you do and D?
Andy.
I do D and D.
I always do like a 3, but like with points, not like a curvy 3, but like a Z. Like draw a Z, but do a 3. So I'll do that and then put a line through it, and that's my hand sign when I'm
Really?
writing.
I was
Yeah.
wishing-
It sounds like the cash sign.
I kind of. I don't know. I thought about that recently. Actually, like
The and
I
sign.
don't consistently
What?
use the and sign or the word and. I like go back and okay. I was writing a letter to one of my friends,
So that's nice. Okay.
and I used the and then like the next sentence I wrote out the word and I was like
No.
I should be more consistent.
Yeah,
It was just like a passing thought, but I remembered it for some reason.
All right.
It's just whatever feels natural, you know?
Yeah, sometimes you got to keep it short and simple, and other times you got to keep it
Long
long and complicated.
Interesting. I'll stick to writing it out because I like words.
You gotta give the ampersand a try, bro.
I'll do the hashtag for like pounds sometimes.
How often are you writing pound?
Pretty often. I'm lifting a lot of weight. I write pounds a lot.
It's a pound sign.
Yeah, it is.
I got
Undersigned.
a fun compliment from one of my friends in high school.
Okay.
She said it was really nice texting me because I would always like write every word out and I would like use proper punctuation and I would use proper grammar. And she said it was just so aesthetically pleasing.
Oh my god. When a girl calls you out for your misspelling of words, doesn't it make you just want to choke her? I hate that shit. Like, you'll get angry when it's like, how was your day? And she's like, it's this Nora. And you're like, I don't care anymore. I was trying to be nice. You're ugly. Like, I hate it. I can't stand that shit.
I don't think I've had that happen.
Yeah, I don't think I make typos, so.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm not perfect.
I use proper
We got a cool guy over here.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
No,
Hit up all the ladies with proper grammar. Speaking of the pound sign, do you know what the real name of it is?
Hashtag.
Nah. Nah.
No,
Griffin, you
but-
said something.
I was about to say hashtag, but you said it faster than I did, which is why I snorted. It's
Called an Anheuser-Busch.
No. You ready for this? This is the real name.
Oh.
It's called an Octothorpe.
Oh, I
I
forgot.
think you made that up.
You definitely
I
did.
did not.
Yes, you did.
I made it down.
What? Where's the
I pulled it. I pulled it down from the heavens.
Okay,
yeah?
Tatiana.
Well, I'm called
An Octodad.
I'll bet you are.
Where does this stem from, Ethan? Octocorp?
Yeah, you better have
That's a
some.
good
You better have some
question.
backup knowledge on this.
Make that up on the spot. And say, oh, let me
Hey, they
check
want to
my
make that
phone
up.
real quick.
It's got 8 points on it. Octo.
What are the 8 points?
I can
It's
count.
the sign.
No.
I'm making the sign here.
I see 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points.
What,
try
what
to
about
keep your
tic tac
thumbs
squares
straight.
in between where I can write max
Try and keep my
notes?
thumb straight? What?
Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8. Try to keep your phone straight.
I'm not talking to you anymore.
four. I declare thumb.
Yeah.
Why is it called an octothorpe? It's believed to have been adopted by the telecommunications industry with the advent of touch-tone dialing in the 1960s, but it remains unknown how exactly the symbol got its odd name. The octo part almost certainly refers to the 8 points on the symbol.
What's the symbol?
It's the octothorpe.
All right, this
But
sounds,
the thorpe remains mysterious.
this sounds pretty legit.
Yeah, who decided on the Thorpe?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna thorpe you up.
Whoa.
I should be that serious in all conversation. When someone tells me something, I'll be like, can you source that, please?
Yeah.
If you don't, I
cite
don't believe
yourself.
It's a good mindset.
Are you.
Never believe information too readily.
That's a terrible mindset. You get your ass kicked. Someone talks to you. and
Okay,
you're
I'm
like,
not
how
saying,
can you
like-
do that? Oh, yes.
I'm not saying like be an asshole about it, but I'm just saying like be skeptical.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
speaking
need to
of
find
books
some
I've read.
incredible hoax.
Hulks.
Incredible.
Shut up. Speaking of books I've read, one that kind of changed my life
Incredible
was
Hulks.
one called.
I heard incredible. I was like,
That's what I was saying.
Sorry, Jackson. What were you saying?
This goes along with what you were saying. The idea of not believing everything around you. It's a book called "You're Not Immune to Propaganda." Or
Ooh.
You're also not immune to propaganda,
Yeah.
or something like that.
I believe it.
Shit, I can't remember the title.
I should be skeptical.
I'm sounding really bad. Maybe I am invincible. But basically, it's just talking about how, like, pretty much, at least in Western civilization, like more developed places, that we're just a nation of, like, we'll believe anything we see, and to an
That's
extent,
fair.
to an
Some
extent,
people, especially, I feel like.
Why are you looking at me?
well, it goes into like a
Just
different
making eye contact.
I know.
topics of like, if you're born into religion, you believe a certain way of living, or you see certain things, or people want things to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's exactly what you'd expect out of like propaganda, but instead of like, the classic strictly political stuff, it talks about like other influences.
What would you guys say is a modern day example of propaganda?
That's a tough one.
There's
I'm sure there's
much of it.
plenty.
There's so much of it.
I mean,
It's hard to
If
like.
you're just gonna guess.
the constant praise like the military.
Yes, Zach.
Fox News.
Yeah. But
Just all of it.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
this.
mainstream media.
if it all like
Oh yeah.
generally news, I feel like is
Yeah, of course.
skewed.
They only get views if they do like extreme stuff.
Right.
Yeah. You have to cater to your audience, I guess. Yes,
You can just talk, Ethan. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's a podcast.
Have you guys seen that mashup where someone took a bunch of clips of news reporters that are owned by Sinclair Media?
Yep.
And they all have the exact same script, and it layers like 30-ish videos over each
Yep.
other.
Yeah,
and
they'll
they're all
play at the
speaking
same
in
time.
unison, and
Yeah.
you can tell what they're saying still.
Yeah. Well,
That's
they've
more
got an
conspiracy.
agenda.
Right. That's more conspiracy than anything. I guess propaganda could be like spliced into conspiracy of like wanting you to believe a certain direction, but that is kind of wild. that
Yeah.
whole- And then at the same time, though, like if you want to like get really like a thought loop about it, the fact that you saw a video that shows all these reporters saying the same shit, maybe they're trying to get you not to trust the news. Like it's everything's propaganda when you break it down, or it could be. That's why this book like freaked me the fuck out, because I was looking at like advertisement different in like grocery stores, and I'm like, oh my god, they're choosing certain colors for me to look at. So I feel
My third eye is open.
Yeah, seriously,
Yeah, that
dude. This
is
book
crazy.
is
Yellow and
wild to
green.
think about it.
Yeah.
The,
Red, yellow,
the simple
green.
fact of like whether something's on the middle, bottom, or top shelf at grocery stores
Yep, that
impacts
too.
your likelihood of of buying that product.
Sure.
It's kind of crazy.
Say with the like 3 different price points, like small, medium, or large, or like regular, extra special, or like less than regular, with like flagship phones. You've got 3 different choices for the same phone.
And also,
Or-
especially with the phones
Pop.
too. No, the phones too. That's a good example because everyone has like a modern day phone, and everyone's phone, at least even like 2 years ago, phones were incredible with what they are.
Oh, yeah, they've been
And then-
incredible for a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like this idea of them advertising these upgrades. It's not worth it anymore.
It's
It's
like,
just.
what's different? You added a sidebar?
And they're like, oh, it has like 1 megapixel difference in the camera. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Like it's all the same stuff, guys.
I can blow it up bigger
It kind of makes
if I
me
print
sad.
it off.
Oh, fuck prints off of those.
Sometimes printed photos are pretty
Photographers.
nice.
Oh, yeah, photographers. I'm not a photographer.
But I feel like if you're a photographer, you're not using your phone for pictures.
Exactly.
Unless you got the brand new iPhone 15.
I don't know. I think it just.
Buy now.
I really hope all photographers would agree with me when I say you should not be doing photography with an iPhone.
They probably
sounds
would
kinda
agree.
Elitist.
I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
photographers have their own, like, elitist, as you said, views about their DSLR cameras and like their different lenses, and because they perfect their form of art or perfect their profession,
Right.
and then like if they see someone take a picture with a phone, I'm generalizing here. I'm sure some of them kind of like scoff, like, "Oh, I can't believe you aren't using manual settings on a $5,000 camera with, studio lighting."
Right. I think that's,
Obviously not everybody.
there's a couple trains of thought there. One, it could be like the idea of like, I spent all this time doing all this shit to learn all this shit.
Yeah.
And new technology
And
coming
they've
out.
got
like,
more knowledge than
makes
other
it
people.
unfair. I don't know. I don't because you shouldn't be ashamed of that.
Or like when people say, like, artists, people who do like digital art aren't real artists, as some people say, because they're like, oh, you're cheating, drawing it on like an iPad. It's like, what do you mean? Like, give me an iPad and I'm not going to make anything nearly as amazing as like whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's like you develop a skill and you perfect it, and some things piss you off that other people do.
Especially the sense of
you-
art.
Yeah,
Our art is only valued
subjective.
Yeah, between like the piece of art itself and the viewer of it.
Yeah, it can mean anything.
Okay.
Or nothing.
Interesting question then. What do you guys think the value of art is? Not like monetarily, but like why do you think art exists?
Oh, that's like the same thing. Like of all arts, it's just the human expression of what we're capable of. It's what separates us from animals and plants and other living things.
Elephants can do art.
Yeah, I think animals are on the
I think bees can do art.
They dance.
I think I saw.
Yeah,
something about
exactly. I think the separation between those two is that humans are far more complex and we're capable of like remembering emotion and stuff like that. So we like to capture it in
And you
certain
can
things.
convey emotion.
It can convey emotion. Animals can do that to like a very limited example, but that's why we do what we do, like music, like works of art, film,
Yeah,
movies.
you create something beautiful for the
Porn.
sake of creating something
Sorry,
beautiful.
man, I couldn't be serious that long.
And I don't know, the worth of art. I mean, it's a creative outlet for a lot of people. And
Or here, let me clarify. Not specifically like the objective, like worth of art, how it impacts everyone, but like what do you specifically value about art?
Personally?
Do you just like looking at pretty things or hearing pretty sounds, or do you like that it makes you think about certain topics and like increases your awareness of them?
I personally, if I look at like a piece of art in front of me, like I went to Sheldon, a few months ago.
Yeah.
And they've got a whole new exhibit where it's just humongous pieces, like floor to ceiling pieces. Like a whole section of Sheldon is dedicated to that. And what I enjoy about that is just like, first of all, you're standing before something just like so grand. And then you look at it, and I don't like reading the little descriptions or anything. I just like to think or like try and like decipher it, to an extent, or like piece it together. Like, okay, let me look at colors. There's a sort of theme going on here, or so I like that it makes me think, and that it makes me, you kind of slow down to like process and like take it in and like appreciate it for what it is. Whether you comprehend it for what the artist intended or not. I think all art is kind of subjective to the person.
I could piggyback off that. I think the way art, the reason I like it so much isn't for myself necessarily, but when I produce a piece of art myself, like when I did French horn all those years,
Yeah.
I think I like the effect it had on other people, like listening to what I did, whether it be my mom in the section, oh, I love my son, or
But it can also be joyful.
it can be joyful to anybody, or
Yeah.
it is to me too. It's like I do this because I like it, but I like the idea of other people enjoying what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Kind of like, like when somebody dies, it's like it's sad because they affected people so much that, I still have feelings about who they were when they were alive.
Right.
It's kind of like art. I like that. I can present something that makes you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good point, because my question was kind of framed in the mindset of like, how do you value art that you consume? But you brought up the good counter.
Yeah,
But producing.
Creating the art yourself can be a joyful process.
exactly. That's how I view
What
it.
about you two, like Zach and
Yeah,
Ethan?
what do you
Because
think,
you
Zach?
both did a lot of music.
Yeah.
along with
I
you.
agree.
We all have a kind of vast music background almost.
I guess all of us
Would you
did
like
a
to
lot-
start,
A
Zach?
lot of music.
Yeah. I think to me, visual art doesn't really affect me. I've never been one to look at a photo and be like, oh, that's really pretty, or look at a painting and be like, oh, I think the artist was thinking this when they painted this or whatever. But like music has always been my route. So I think it's just a really fun process of listening to what other people did, because I know for me, creating music is about, or like if I was to create something and be super proud of it, it would be because I made it sound different than what we're very used to these days with pop and rap and all those things. So that's kind of why it's interesting to listen to a lot of artists who do things differently, like John Bellion, who didn't use any instruments for his first 3 albums. He just used his voice and edited with digital audio workspaces. And, you can listen to some of his songs and, oh, this guitar part is him singing, and then he just edited it, and now it sounds like a guitar.
It sounds like you like the real creative aspect behind it, and the unique.
You value like putting your own spin on things.
Yeah, I don't think I necessarily feel a whole lot of. I don't know if I'd classify it as emotion from art, but I just think it's really interesting. So it just sparks a little something that's like, oh, okay, it's just really cool that you can do this, and that's a possibility. So I don't know. That's kind of my take on things.
Nice. Thank you, Christian. Pass these out.
Ooh, I'm feeling warm.
We're grabbing second beers here.
Second beer.
Second beer time.
Beer time.
There you go. Thank you.
I've decided that this beer tastes sweeter the less air you take in with it.
Yes.
That's what I said.
Okay, I really just spaced out.
Oh, I agree though wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I like it better without the trying to keep like your lips kind of more sealed. Oh my god!
Oh, man. I opened my beer prematurely. Here, I'm going to remake the noise.
Again.
There we go. Watch this. Knocks over a bottle. Hey, at least I didn't spill. Whoa. Oh, I got mystery beer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it says contains roofies. Oh, man. You guys are going to date me. You jerks. I'm still going to drink it, though. It's delicious.
God, why are you doing this to me?
Oh, man. Feeling.
You poured that good.
I did pour that good on accident,
respect
too.
that.
I felt like I was a goofball pouring that, but that was like picture perfect.
You can have that.
Gosh, it almost pulled it into the mic. Hey, listen.
I was trying to share with the audience.
I should have done that from the mic. That was really good open.
Oh, did we all forget to open next to it?
I opened next to it.
Would we all forget to open?
I didn't forget to. I just
did. So stupid, Christian.
Yeah, Christian, you're such a lovely person.
Yeah, insult.
okay.
Christian. I want to hear Ethan insult.
Well, that was an interesting conversation about
Ethan, I want you
About-
to carry on that conversation if you have something
about art.
Oh yeah.
Only if
yeah.
it's interesting,
I didn't say
though.
that.
If you don't have an interesting opinion, I don't want to hear it.
I actually like art because it looks really pretty,
Oh my god.
which is totally valid. I'm being
Yeah.
sarcastic though. I'll
I'll double down if that's your opinion.
For me, for consuming art, it definitely depends on the mindset and the context in which it's being done under. Because, for example, if you're like in the middle of the workday listening to music, or if someone posts pictures of like paintings and you're just seeing it on your phone, you're like, oh, whatever, scroll past. It's background noise, so you don't really pay attention.
Yeah.
But like, for example, if you're at a concert, you're probably going to be paying more attention to the music, especially for like sit down concerts or, walking through like an art gallery.
Yeah.
You're going to actually be paying attention to the pictures and, probably thinking about them. So in that sense, I find it a lot easier to appreciate art in like specific situations like that where it just makes sense to
Yeah. I feel like it's harder
like
to.
a more reverent attitude almost. Like you're paying more respect to it by, taking the time to actually appreciate it.
Right. When it's like displayed, like on display. Like, I guess technically it's displayed, like if you're scrolling past it on your phone, but I feel like that doesn't feel as impactful.
It's almost like a matter of pride. Like it respects itself enough, or the artist respects it enough to have it in such a public location in person, which feels a lot more real. Then it's like, oh, someone took the time to actually like put this in front of me here rather than just post it on their phone for anyone to see whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe this is actually worth some time to think about. Mm-hmm. So that's the consuming side. Again, on the producing side, though, I definitely agree that it's like a very joyful experience. I did, band for like 7 years. And I did a bit of theater and speech, performing in front of people and all that kind of fun stuff in high school, which I didn't really continue when I got to college, but I've kind of been having the urge again recently that I need to, get out and kind of create and produce something as like proof of my own existence.
A kid? Sounds like a kid.
No,
Sounds like you're baby
I don't
crazy.
think that's what I'm looking for.
Baby's baby crazy.
No, thank you. Besides the point, but I'm definitely not ready for kids. I'm not sure if I even want them.
I think that's the ultimate art piece you could ever produce.
The child?
Yeah. A whole new entity.
Imagine if the kid's
That's
ugly.
fair.
Though.
If it's ugly,
What'd you say?
you could sell it for me.
Hold on.
Oh, okay. We're going to question morality. We're talking
Hey,
about ugly
now.
babies right now.
You can only make sacrificial sacrifices if you're.
I said sell it for me. I'm not going to eat it. I'm just giving it
You know,
to someone
I'm
else.
thinking of real world situations where like they would sacrifice people to like the gods.
Yeah, like the
But they-
Aztecs.
Please don't explode volcano.
No. Remember, we went on that tour. They don't sacrifice people in volcanoes.
Supposedly.
That's made up.
That's so fake. They just say that to get more tourists to come
In
there.
Hawaii, they don't
Yeah,
sacrifice
in Hawaii.
people on volcanoes.
Yeah, you go to.
It only happened one time, guys.
Oh my god.
It was just that one guy and he fell in. I swear.
It wasn't even us.
A modern twist on what Hawaii was. That place was crazy back then. Did chuck a guy in the volcano like every other day.
To appease God S.
No, they probably just liked it.
What's her name?
A woman.
Yeah, the goddess.
Moana.
Is it Moana?
No.
Goddess.
Elsa?
What?
That's the Frozen.
Love is an open door.
I like that movie when it came out.
That was a good movie.
It was a pretty good.
Did you know they only made Frozen so that when you look up Disney Frozen, you see their movies and not theories about Walt Disney's head in a freezer?
Oh, or that the app won't load.
What app?
Disney.
Disney app doesn't load.
Disney Frozen. Please
Frozen. Yeah. They're like, yeah, you can watch Frozen. You're like, no, I can't.
That's the problem.
Ooh, how's this sound, listeners? I'm opening up a nice butterscotch.
ASMR.
I'm gonna eat it.
Plastic cellophane.
Oh,
It was only the clicking of my teeth, not like slurping or anything, so.
Why not?
Because slurping's kind of gross. I'm not a huge fan of listening
Beer
to
number
people smack
two.
their lips. Unless it's for my cooking. So I went to culinary school.
oh.
I think I forgot almost everything from culinary school.
Did you?
Really?
I don't know, man. It's been so long since I've been like.
When are you gonna make that timpano?
Oh my god, I've got to do that soon. Actually, I keep forgetting about it until
You
people
said
bring
you
it up.
were gonna make it once you got your own place as a housewarming thing for
It's
yourself.
been like months, bro.
I'll do a 1 year anniversary of me moving in as a housewarming.
You keep putting it off.
I do keep putting it off. No, I should make that. That sounds fun. Yeah, listeners, Timpano from Big Night, one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite
It looks
dishes.
so complex to make.
It's about a 15-pound lasagna. It looks so cool.
Oh.
Zach, have I showed you this? Oh, okay. Let me paint a little
kinda
mental
crazy.
picture. So, picture a big cast iron Dutch oven.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me. I think mine's 12 volts. So, big cast iron Dutch oven. You get a giant sheet of pasta dough. I would make it, of course. Roll that out. I'd set that inside the Dutch oven, so that'd be like a barrier. And then you load it up with, like, what's in there? Meatballs, sausage, pasta, hard-boiled eggs,
Oh.
cheese, pasta sauce, some like ragu or like a duxelle or something, different mushroom blend stuff, and you like layer that up until it's to the top. Throw it in the oven.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, I showed you a picture of it, right?
You showed me the clip from the video.
Oh yeah.
And did Binging with Babish make one?
Andrew Rea. Yeah,
I think I saw his video on that.
that was like one of his earlier videos too, because I was a huge fan of that
a
when I was
lot
a
of
kid.
his like. He's got like a playlist of like where he tries to like recreate dishes from like pop culture shows or whatever.
Yeah.
He was a big
I watched a
inspiration for
lot of
me.
those. Yeah, he's really cool. He does like a pretty good job. And then like you can see him like he'll cut in like when he gets pissed off or when he messes up and he's like, you do this
and then you start all over.
He's got an excellent
Yeah.
voiceover voice too. His
Yeah.
narration skills are.
Yeah.
But yeah, his video on the Timpano is like, I think the first time I ever saw it, I was like, I've got to make that sometime. But I got to find more friends because that's like a lot of food.
It's a lot of food.
It is so much food. But I plan to make it like super legit too. Roll my own pasta dough itself, make my own sauce, case sausage, make meatballs.
We have a pasta roller that I haven't used yet.
Really? I think
I remember when you bought that, and I was like, he's never going to use this.
It's in the works.
that's a fun date night activity. Hey babe, we make some pasta together.
Yeah, it is a fun date night.
Yeah. How many times have you used it again?
It's in the works.
Have you used it with the grill yet?
It's in the works.
It's in the works.
Perfect. Now it's still.
The boys are
It's,
working.
it's in the box still,
Yeah.
keeping it pristine for when the time arrives.
You're doing too much other fun shit to
Yeah.
bust that out.
Having too much fun.
I guess.
Clean all
You ever
over.
feel like life is so busy sometimes, you know?
I honestly love life more when it's busy like that.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say because you think it's busy and then you stop being busy and then you're like, "Oh, my life sucks."
And
This
then you're just
sucks
kind of
so
bored if
much."
you're not busy.
Yes. Yes.
Like, I think
Yeah.
part of that is just, okay, slightly political. I feel like part of that is just like propaganda, you know, being in America where everyone is always doing something and making money from it and is always productive. I feel like that's propaganda, capitalism mindset.
To a certain extent.
To a certain extent, you know, it's not like 100%. This is only because of the economy and the times we live in.
No, it's
But-
important to look at other facets of life. Like when in culinary school, we'd always talk about like the different lunch habits and like eating habits of countries, and like talk about I don't know the French in France.
Oh,
Yes, very
not like
authentic.
Quebec or something.
No,
They speak French there.
they legalize all their drugs there too, and they're getting butt fucked from it.
Isn't Quebec like one of the like gayest nations?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Quebec isn't a nation.
Well, you know what I mean. It's like one
Providence,
of the
area.
gayest areas.
The gayest area.
The densest area of gay population.
Yeah,
It's like anywhere, like in your gay guy's crotch.
I thought
is the
that's what
gayest area.
was.
Yeah. I would know. I bartended for them.
Oh yeah, you did.
I did.
You got a fruity Jackson.
What can I say? I like to.
Except you're welcome.
Anyway, what are we talking about? Oh, capitalism. And how, like, yeah, fast paced our lives are compared to the French, where they would stop and, like, take a couple hours to enjoy a meal and, like, sit and talk, drink coffee after the meal. Instead, our teachers always talk about that. Americans are always like, eat as much food as quick as possible. Oh my God, okay. And now it work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you should take everything with a bit of a grain of salt and, like, a little,
Some skepticism.
some perspective from outside sources and
Yeah.
outside cultures.
That kind of relates to like different levels of consciousness.
Oh, getting mystical,
Yeah,
Mystical?
spiritual.
more like psychological.
There we go.
It's like, let me see if I can remember this. So it goes basically like you're born and your base level of consciousness is like survive. I need food. I need to take a shit, etc.
Yeah.
And then you gain,
Food, poop, fuck. That's like animalistic instinct.
and then you gain some like self awareness. Like, oh, I want to do things. I have desires
Ambition.
beyond just existing.
Yeah.
Then the next level beyond that is you realize other people also have desires and their own goals or whatever, and you can act on those goals. And that's still like you're a kid. Like, oh, I want to, get McDonald's or whatever. But mom said no. But maybe dad will say yes. Let me act on that and see
Yeah.
if I can like change my outcome here to
Yeah.
achieve my own goals. Because I know people have relationships between each other. And then going beyond that, there's like rules to society. Because if everyone was only self-serving in their interests and only did what they want to do and tried to force everyone else, it would just be, a literal power struggle.
Yeah.
So that's where rules and like laws, regulations, and everything come in. People say, okay, this is acceptable behavior, and we're not going to devolve into lawlessness. And this is how society begins. And so continuing to go beyond that is like more detail on like how people communicate, but just at different scopes. So it goes beyond like individual level to like, you know, group categorical level of what people have in common. And then beyond that, like what rules work for you specifically. So it's like in radical relativism is the term I've heard in relation to that, where everyone has their own rules. I know what works for me, you know what works for you, live and let live, as long as it conforms to the base rules of society, basically. But yeah, finally beyond that is like cultural awareness and getting experience in other societies to know what like preconceptions you have that are not just like completely founded in rationality, but are a byproduct of where you've lived your entire life. So you can have a more solid foundation for like what rules literally work in every situation and what rules have you just lived with because that's all you've known. So that's kind of where I was going with that. But yeah, getting a good cultural awareness is kind of related to like psychological development.
I think it's how you progress in life too.
Yeah.
Like the idea of like, I'm air quoting evolution. I'm not saying I believe in that or anything, but like to a certain
Evolution?
extent, evolution.
Yeah.
Like the classic, we came from fish to apes to humans kind
Yeah.
of thing. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the idea of evolving into smarter intellect or beings is like finding out what doesn't work and then getting taught what doesn't work. And then, you know, that only comes from people that have like learned or experienced that. And then also it's like, it's kind of weird to think about like the hierarchy of humans. Like objectively, there are some worse humans than others,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is like very objectical, not thinking like, you know, emotions in play or anything, or like being kind or anything. But
Some people are just dirtbags.
some people are just suck at being humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you appreciate the life you have right now and like
Yeah.
what you're good at.
And the humans,
Just also
Yeah, that's
made me think about
bros.
the boy.
I love you, kid.
Hey, it was Zach's birthday too.
I already said happy birthday. No, I'm just kidding. Happy birthday.
But that was making me think about the, you know, you don't really think about the length of your life and like how, you know, how quick it is or how long it is, depending on what you think. But we watched that episode today of
Free Ren. Yeah.
Ren.
What anime was that?
It was about an elf outliving all of her comrades.
An elf.
An
outliving-
elf.
Okay.
Because, like, you know, elves are supposed to live for, like, hundreds of years. But then
Supposedly.
it makes you think, like,
Citation needed.
Yeah.
how different do you think the world would be if, you know, humans lived for hundreds of years instead of, like, 80 or 90? Say if we lived for, like, 500 years. Like, do you think we'd plan further ahead? Because, you know, the
How would you,
classic
though?
question is, like, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? Or if
Right.
someone asked you, like, where do you see yourself in 50 years? Where do you see yourself in 100 years?
Dead.
And you're like, you know, if someone asks me that, I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, I'm going to be old. You know? Like,
Right.
hopefully I'm retired. I don't know.
I mean, it's just the basis
But, like,
around like
yeah.
do you think we live and how what life offers.
Yeah, but do you think, like, society would have evolved differently?
No. What do you mean?
Like, you know,
If we live
generally, like, infrastructure, do you think we would have waged as many wars? Do you think, like, how do you think, like,
Yeah.
it
I
depends.
think,
How would you
what would-
develop?
what would
like, would you be a
differ?
kid for like 50 years instead of 15?
yeah.
Is it just assuming like your lifespan is stretched out to that length? So you're a baby for longer, you're a kid for longer, adult for longer,
Yeah.
senior for longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I imagine it anyways. I guess
Yeah.
I don't know the technical way elves evolved. or
Yeah.
age, I
I
mean.
don't think anybody does.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting question. I think the first thing that comes to mind is people have a lot more perspective just from living that long. So I still think there would be plenty of dumb people, but there would also be plenty of people who have a lot more knowledge and insight into how things were. 'Cause, like, the first thing that came to mind for me when you asked was the phrase, like, respect your elders. You know, they take things slow and they have knowledge of history from having lived through it,
Yeah.
and can thus avoid more mistakes. So I think the optimistic part of me wants to say that we would have, if not evolved more rapidly, at least maybe evolved more peacefully. I don't know.
I disagree. I have
What
a
do you
different
think?
take on that. I don't think humans were meant to live as long as they do in the modern time.
Like right
Because
now.
that's a very modern look on how human life has become. Because the life expectancy back then, even like 200 years ago,
What, like 30
40,
years?
yeah, in your 40s. So
Well, you got to keep in mind, though, too, with that, just to add on, that it's not that humans didn't live to like 70 or whatever. It's just those stats are really skewed by how many babies died.
So you don't think humans lived to be super old, like even like in the 1500s, say? I think
People
life
could
expectancy
still-
was pretty low back
People,
then. Right?
yeah, people could still definitely
That's
live.
just like due to like disease.
Like, we're definitely living longer.
What I'm saying is that humans have evolved so much in the modern day, especially in the West, that we're expected to live to like 80 years old.
Yeah.
And I don't think we were designed to be that. At least the mind capability. That's why people are having like all these bright ideas and innovations and stuff like that. So
Sure.
people are allowed to evolve and learn so much longer. That's why, people older, generally professors and stuff like that, because they have all that knowledge and wisdom. But back then, when we were, becoming human, not becoming human, but like
Detroit.
shut up. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like before medicine, before we were living till we were in our 80s and we died in our 40s, life expectancy was like, you're a baby as soon as you can walk, you're doing your own shit. All right, now you're fucking having
Helping out
kids.
as much as you can.
You have kids, you're defending those kids, then you die. That was pretty much life. So life was like
Yeah.
a big hurry back then. Now we have all this leisure to be like, whoa, I actually have purpose now. Kind of like going back-
a beer podcast.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I kind of disagree still because of the point I brought up with like the average lifespan wasn't literally 40. Like, not like people got to 40 and then mostly died. It was like if people survived, they would mostly live to like 60-ish or 70 or something in that area.
Sure.
It's just that the average is brought down because of how many young people died and like didn't make it past birth or childhood.
Okay, but
medicine
even
yet.
then,
So the
say
average
you
lifespan
live-
wasn't like literally.
but
It was people who
still,
survived childhood would live a lot longer
sure.
and closer to like modern life. Not to take away from, obviously we do live longer. We have medicine and everything, but my point is to take that with a grain of salt.
Do you think medicine will ever get so good that we get like another 20 years tacked on to like average life expectancy?
I think so.
So you live like to 100, 110.
I think easily.
Yeah.
Easily?
Yeah.
No way it's easily. Technology is nowhere near biology
How-
yet.
No, yeah.
I wonder how
but
you would
think of how fast.
Yeah, I agree.
It's
I would
progressed.
love to see it. I think that's
Like, I doubt it'll happen in my lifetime, probably. But like,
I'm really excited to see the curation.
Do you think
of
it'll be
something.
give it like
natural, like
200
medicine
years and see
is?
where we are again.
Or like you think, oh, take this pill once a day and you'll live longer? Or do you think it'll be like,
Vitamins.
let's replace
Flintstone vitamins.
let's replace your bones because they're decaying?
Sure.
Could be a combination.
But at that
I don't
point, well, I guess we're going to get into this more fantasy then. Yeah, I don't know. That's a wild question. And at the same time, though, like a product of diminishing or the law of diminishing returns, like you can only get so good so quickly before you taper off, kind of like iPhones. Like technology can only get so good before it
Yeah, how
becomes
much
like
have they really changed?
that makes me. I hope it doesn't. I hope medicine keeps evolving so people can live. But at the same time, like I wonder, like what are the limits?
I think the limits depend on the allocation of money, like how much, for like where you live, like people who do research need funding. Who's going to provide the funding?
So resources.
Most likely the government. And if like that's not a priority, then like NASA, like after the moon, like what have we done since then?
A lot. A lot.
What, like made some more
JWST.
rockets?
Yeah.
Made some rovers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that was like the biggest thing, and then NASA's like lost a lot of its like momentum. But I
it's just
think
It's also gotten a lot less funding.
A lot less fun.
that's my point.
Lot
Is
less
like
need.
is like if there's no funding for a specific thing, then it's not gonna progress as fast as it could.
Yeah.
Is the point I'm making.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah. So I think, the government's priority is probably mostly military at the moment and personal gain.
Definitely personal gain. I don't know if I agree specifically with military.
Wonder what the whole plan is with the world.
The budget is like 10%, 20% military or something.
for like the next
But that's
2
a lot
years.
for the
It's still a lot, yeah.
Like,
but
after
I mean,
that?
it's not like, oh, we do
One world,
military.
new world order. Here we
We'll have a new
go.
president.
It'd be better, but
It's crazy to think about like the state of the world and like I've been reading more and more about history and stuff, and like the idea of what those people knew way back when was so skewed to what we know now.
Yeah.
And then to go back to that book I read too, that's been like, it's almost a plague, that fucking propaganda book, to like
yeah.
the idea of like, well, maybe the world isn't the world I think it is. Like, how the fuck do I know what a map looks like without just trusting it fully?
Yeah.
Which, that can get to like paranoid schizophrenic levels of like, oh my god, my car is not being driven by me, it's being driven by someone else controlling my wheel, but I'm just making the motion. Like, it's not like, you can't look into it that deep.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sometimes I like to freak out about that stuff and get ultra paranoid for no reason.
Ultra schizophrenic.
Ultra schizo.
Mick Ultra. Mick Ultra schizo.
Yo.
Super skits.
That's what we call a drunk schizophrenic. Well,
Oh, this beer's kind of going through me pretty quick here.
we're close to about an hour 15 here. So,
That went pretty quick.
yeah.
Not too bad.
So if we
Got,
could
like-
consider after hours.
I got enough liquor in me to do one half hour
Maybe.
episode. 1 half hour episode of After Hours. Sounds good. Christian's in, Ethan's in, Zach's in.
Oh, I'm hesitant, but if everyone else is doing it.
You're gonna do it because you bought the beers.
Well, in that case, we have to do our ratings here to finish up the actual episode.
Of course we do.
I almost forgot.
All right.
Who wants to start?
Jackson,
Jackson,
Dude, how'd you know?
I could see you rubbing your hands together.
Could you hear me, listeners? My dry, crusty hands. That's not true. They're just very calloused.
Oh, they're crusty.
Yeah, I am.
They're not crusty. Look how smooth those are. If I
Let
rub
me
that
feel
across
that.
your ass, you'd go, oh,
That's so
God.
crusty.
Shit. All right.
Yeah, you probably got some of that on there too.
Nah, that's my left pinky.
You got shit hands.
I got shit hands, dude.
You wipe your ass with your hands.
Hey, Christian, smell this finger.
No thanks.
All right. Let's get serious, gents. Here we go.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
3, 2, 1. Dragon's Milk.
Activate serious mode.
Tales of a Gold.
punch.
This beer was not only
Serious.
the funnest beer to drink, but the one with the most flavors by far. I think we should start getting more. Like I think I said that already. We should start getting more exotic beers like this, or at least expensive ones. Because, even if they're shit, it's like, oh, we pay all this money for this shit beer, now we gotta drink it. That's still even good. Anyway, this beer, heavy on the flavors, heavy on everything. Yeah, I think we did such a good description in the beginning that I'm just gonna give a straight out rating and give it an S tier.
Wow.
Oh, easy. S
Wow.
tier. Easy.
Okay.
Easy S tier.
Okay, cool. I'll go next then. So for Dragon's Milk, Tales of Gold, the Golden Ale, I think it has a host of intricate flavors and depths, and you really have to take some time to really dissect this beer while you're tasting it. This is one of the most unusual ones I've drank, and I'm 27.
Newly.
Yeah, so I've had some time to drink beer, and this is also the first 11% beer that I've drank.
Kind of crazy.
I don't know many 11% beers.
Yeah, neither do I.
Especially ones like this smooth and tasty.
Yeah.
Like you think above 8% and you're like, It's probably got us wrong.
Bitter City.
Yeah,
Not
it
this
is
case.
Yeah.
very tasty.
So I think I agree with trying to get some more like, you know, I don't even know what to call them. Like not
Top shelf beers.
like not
Yeah.
like not Miller, not Bush. You know, not
Not an
you know not
Just
the like,
experimenting more.
yeah, not the run of the mill beers. Like I agree with getting the more like experimental ones. That being said, I did enjoy it. I could definitely see somebody finding this repulsive.
Who would find this repulsive?
I just think
Girls.
I think people could find it repulses.
Bitches be
Repulsive.
Bitches be trifling.
And you know, because like I wasn't sure about it at first. I was like, first 2 sips, I don't know, and then drank more. But you know, like I said, it's intricate. At the end of the day, I've had 1.5
That's me too.
ish, and it was solid. It kind of started to like, you know, once I finished dissecting the flavors, it kind of came into its own. It's a thinker. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it an A. It's a standard A.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
I don't think this is a super tier just because I don't think everybody would enjoy it and just because of how complex it is. But once you start drinking, it is enjoyable. So that's it for me.
Cool. Ethan. I don't know why that was so funny, but it's my turn now. Ethan.
Oh my gosh.
Well, as of okay,
Ethan.
Christ.
okay, tone it down. Come on, let me focus.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it, buddy. You got this.
Okay.
You got this, Ethan. Ethan.
Thank you.
Ethan.
Ethan.
Okay, I definitely have a few things I wanted to say.
Okay. All right, Ethan.
First, I think I'm going to start off with my rating. I am going to give this an A plus
Oh, porque.
Plus what?
because plus nothing.
Oh.
Bucko. No, okay. So this beer I definitely think tastes excellent. And I love that it is a very strong beer. It's definitely got a wonderful creamy flavor and it goes down very smooth. And I have just finished my second one. Definitely feeling it, but it is a good feeling and not like a, oh, I fucked up kind of feeling. Careful, guys.
Give your review. Don't mind us.
So yeah, with that, I give it an A plus because I think it is amazing. I did consider giving it an S as well, but I'm a little hesitant. I remember last time I gave out an S was for the Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze IPA.
Ooh, so juicy.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely a very good beer, but I might have jumped the gun a little bit on giving that one an S in hindsight.
No.
So I don't regret my decision, but I would like to make sure that my ranking of S carries a bit of weight going forward so that, you know, I don't want to seem like, oh, I'm new to beer. I'm going to give everything that I like an S.
So
I want to make sure it's actually worthwhile to give it an
I
S.
think those
Is this on
would give
par?
everything an F.
is this on par with Juicy Haze or is it better? Or worse?
That's a tough question. It's been a bit since I've had it, so I don't know if I can directly compare them, but I'm definitely enjoying this one enough that it's in the same territory as the Juicy Haze, as far as I can recall.
Thus the A plus.
Thus the A plus. I feel it is deserving of a exceptional rating, but I'm hesitant to give it an S because of my lack of experience.
Fair enough.
And then only other side comment This does go great with butterscotch button candies if you have them.
Yes, sir.
I had one in between my first and second, and I'm probably going to have another right after this since I just finished the second. So strongly recommend. Ethan out.
Oh, jeez, wow.
All right. This was an interesting one for me. And I don't know, like, I've never had a beer or like any sort of drink with this many layers of flavor. So that was a really enjoyable experience for me. It's been a long time since I've tasted something where I have to like sit there and think about it.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah.
So
You do have to think about it.
yeah, like that's
complex.
such a unique experience. Like there's been no food lately where I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh damn, like I wish I could cook this at home or like I think the last time I tasted something like that was a steak in Colorado. They Longhorn Steakhouse, you guys killed it with that New York strip. Holy
What?
cow.
I get
Longhorns?
Longhorn Steakhouse.
Yeah.
Kill the New York
Denver.
strip.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a ribeye from them. Oh,
Yeah.
No way.
Holy cow.
That's wild to believe.
But going back, this is a drink instead of food, which is really cool.
Alchalol.
having to think about what you're drinking and be like, oh shit, this is, this hit me first and then this hit me and then this hit me. So yeah, I agree with Christian about the, some people might find this repulsive. And I totally agree with that. Like,
That's such a weird thing
you're
to say.
not-
We're all like, A-S-A plus.
Yeah.
This tastes like shit for some
I
people.
don't believe in that. I feel like it's a good beer.
Yeah,
say
but
if
then
you
the-
showed up to
the
a
guy-
party and gave this to just some random guy at the party,
That'd be mean. I'd be watching him like, let's watch that guy drink that.
and then they'd make like a weird face.
all right, okay. And that's
Okay, that's
yeah, like the guy at the liquor store. He said he didn't like
Yeah,
it.
he said he didn't like it.
So I agree with that. Like some people
Yeah,
might
but he
not
doesn't do a beer
find this to
podcast.
their liking. If you don't like a sweeter beer, then don't drink this beer.
Don't
But
like creamy, then don't get creamy.
but I kind of decided on my rating for this beer when we were talking about art. Like they talk about how they, let's see, our brewers have heard these tales of gold and have sought to bring forth a bounty of flavor once trapped
Yeah, they make it
inside
feel
the walls of
legendary.
Dragon's Milk Cast.
That's a good way
Cellar.
to describe it. It tastes legendary.
That's
Yeah.
legendary in it, I think.
So I don't know. This is like maybe the first beer I've had that I'm like, okay, that like brewing beer is an art.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that being said, I'm gonna give this my first S tier.
Okay.
So yeah,
Two
I
S's.
highly recommend this.
Wow.
Like I don't know if you're gonna like it, but I highly recommend you try it because it's just so interesting. Like I said, is why my value of art. It's because I find it interesting, and I find this very interesting, and it's good. Like I don't know if I would buy this on the regular, but if I'm like wanting to celebrate something, or it's like a champagne,
Or if you have like a themed party.
D&D party.
Yeah. Welcome to the tavern. Here's some.
No, you're saying it wrong.
Some
Yes,
dragon
no.
milk.
Oh, yes, welcome to the tavern. Yes.
I think
I'm about to help you.
Welcome to my tavern. I haven't heard that voice since the last DM you did. I like that voice.
I want to run another one eventually.
Anyway, before we start going off.
That being said, I think I would really like this a lot more in like a flight of beers. Like, you know, you go to a restaurant and you want to try a bunch of their beers that they brew in house. And
Yes.
I think this would be a really fun one to just have, you know, a 4-ounce glass of.
That's a great.
Do you think a 4-ounce glass would be enough to fully
Yeah.
understand it?
That's a minimum 2 big sips. That's enough to like. Oh,
I feel like I get on the first one. I got a different flavor each sip though.
Well, you
All
get
the
to
way to the end.
Yeah.
I feel like the head impacted it a lot.
But if I were to drink this again,
Yeah.
then I think a flight would be really nice. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember this.
That's fair.
That was such a cool experience, and so is this. So,
Yeah, this was a good one.
I like to add to my rating.
Oh,
Okay. I don't drink that often, so when I do, I like to enjoy it. Just with the strongman stuff, like it's not, you know, ideal to be drinking a lot, so I don't have like a daily beer or anything. I would love to though, but don't do it. Don't do it. It's so good. But so when I do drink, I like to make it, you know, like special. Like I'll open up a bottle of wine, or maybe like, you know, less light beer, stuff to actually enjoy. This beer is right up my alley for that. I think this is like my favorite beer I've ever drank before.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
So SS.
Like
What was the other one you gave an S for?
Juicy Haze and peanut. I think peanut butter gave an A because that was too heavy. I gave another one an S though. I can't remember which
You've given
one.
at least 1 or 2. Is
At
this
least
ranked
2.
among the top?
This is so. If I could give like the best beer I've ever had award to a beer, it'd be this one. This like right
Wow.
now. So
That's
Really?
quite the statement.
yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would totally buy
Jackson.
this beer again because yeah, when I drink, I want to get like a little bit of a buzz, and I don't want to drink light
Yeah.
beer because it takes like 3 or 4 of those to get me buzzed.
yeah.
This is like the perfect amount of alcohol to like consume, still feel the effects of alcohol, and it has such an awesome flavor profile and tastes so good. Yeah, like it's just a perfect combination. Like this is easily my favorite beer, which is why I want to get more of like cool ass beers like this. So
This still has it.
got to check that place out.
I think this brewing
It's
company has a few different kinds of beer, so we can try some
It's
more
like
from this one.
$15 for a 4-pack.
Yeah,
It's like $4 a beer,
Yeah.
but it's so good.
I don't
It's
really
worth
mind price. I do have an app if you guys are interested. It's called Tavour, like TAVOUR.
Yeah.
And you can order like just weird beers that you can't get anywhere near you.
Oh, cool.
And they'll just deliver them. It's really expensive. It's like
Yeah.
it's like anywhere between $6 and $10 per like 16-ounce can.
Damn. Okay.
So-
I'll look into that. I would love to broaden my horizons on beers.
Once we run out of stuff in our area to try,
Yeah. All right, everybody sip
gotta
out
wait.
this one glass.
There's plenty of breweries around here to like check out.
yeah, new ones are opening up all the time.
All right.
Beer school.
Beer school. That'll be
Go to
happening.
beer school.
I'll be able to come.
Yes!
I'm so proud of you.
In a couple months? Oh my god.
Well, because there's only one more.
Job change.
Yeah, I'm changing jobs. There's only one more.
We'll
and
save that for
then
later.
January, February, I'll be able to be there.
All right.
I'll be able to be there.
You'll be able to be there.
I'll
He'll drive intoxicated on the way home. That's way less funny.
Where's my keys? I basically just had a 22% beer.
All right,
Time to
anyway,
play Mario Kart.
let's sign this
roll
cast
away.
off before we get in trouble.
All right, boys. Grab
Okay.
your bottles.
Pucker your lips.
Hold your schnozzles. Something. Here we go. That's the sound of an empty beer.